Hi guys, and welcome to this week's AlakazamMagicUK Live. Let me just make sure my microphone is on. Yes, it should be. So thanks for joining us this week, Tuesday afternoon, AlakazamMagicUK Live, and I am here with a couple of special guests. I have got, well, one of them's not a special guest, it's Wayne. But the other one is a very special guest. It's the legendary Mr. Craig Petty. Hello, guys.
Well, I don't know how to take that.
It's true, Wayne.
So
I'm not hearing Craig. I'm not hearing Craig through his microphone.
Oh. There you go. Let's try that.
Can you hear me now, Wayne?
Now it's better. There we go.
There you go.
There you go. I was just insulting you earlier, so standard.
Nothing changes there, then, is it?
Nope, not at all.
Someone did actually say Wayne is always special.
Again, I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not.
I'd take it as a compliment, mate.
Yeah. No matter what they mean, we'll just go with compliment.
So we have got the amazing Craig Petty joining us today, because tomorrow evening Craig is going to be giving his second Coin Academy course right here at Alakazam. He's going to be telling us more about that in a little while, and also demonstrating a couple of the effects I believe you're doing and teaching tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll go through a couple of the things that I'm going through tomorrow. Absolutely, 100%.
Brilliant. And you're also going to treat us to a performance of Cognito?
Yeah, I will do, happily. Cognito's been setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
And I did a review show special on it. But one thing that I've noticed from reading The Magic Cafe, which is something you probably should never do, but let's be honest, if you want to remain sane, you shouldn't read The Cafe. But one thing that I've noticed is that I think a lot of people aren't really watching the full tutorial, because it's like an hour and a half long. And what they're doing is they're getting to the point where they understand how the basics of the app works, but they don't realize that there's actually so much more you can do with it. Yeah. And I was in the shop and I was just performing to Harry and Andy, and I said, "Hey, have you seen Cognito?" And they said, "I've kind of seen it. I've seen a couple of people do it, but I don't know what I'm going to make of it." And I was like, "Well, let me do it for you." And I did the routine, and it was like, "Oh my gosh, you've got to do that on the live." Like, honestly, I can't think of many things that are as strong as Cognito when it's done right, for a few different reasons.
Do you know what? I'm really interested to see it as well, because we got shown it at the Magic Circle's dealer day, but it was more of a, when you meet a magician, you go, "Oh, let me show you that this is great," and all I do is this, and it was more of a sort of explanation performance. So he was sort of explaining what was happening as he was doing it. So you don't really get the feeling of what the effect is when that happens, isn't it? It's
well, I think the problem is a lot of people are doing just the basic method.
Yeah.
Which is, like, is your card there? Swipe. Is your card there? Swipe. And you're doing the swiping, and it becomes more of a puzzle than it is an actual trick if you do it that way.
Yeah.
But if you wrap a presentation around it and you watch the whole tutorial, because there's so many other settings, but you have to get into the tutorial to actually understand that you can use the proximity sensor, you can use peakless peaking, you can use the timer applications and all the different stuff that Michael Murray's put together. It means that it's as close to mind reading as you can get, really, when it's done right.
Well, I'm looking forward to this, because, like I said, I haven't seen what you're going to do with it, and you said that I'm going to be sitting over here.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to look at my phone. I'm not even going to have my phone. I'm going to give my phone to you, and you're going to do everything.
Right. I am really interested in this, because I've got no idea how this is even going to be possible. But we shall see.
Yeah, whenever you are.
Right. Okay.
And I've got no like vested interest in this. Obviously, I know Lloyd Barnes, but I've got no vested interest. I just believe that, when there's good magic out there, people need to know about it. And I honestly think Cognito is incredible.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm really interested, and this will honestly be the first time I've seen it, so I'm really and I don't know if you've even seen the app, have you, Wayne?
No, I've not seen it.
So this will be your first experience of it as well.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very excited.
So, guys, make sure you hang around for that. Also, while we're just sort of talking and shooting the breeze a bit, just want to say thank you to everyone that joined us for last week's live launch, where we launched 2 great new products: The Given by Jamie Dawes and Fright Night, which is my version of Andy Nyman's phenomenal Killer Elite. This one's all based around horror movies. You get some gorgeous props with it. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got both trailers to drop for that. In fact, I think I'm going to drop one now. Wayne, The Given or Fright Night? The Given or Fright Night?
The Given.
The Given. Right.
I love The Given. I love them both, but I love The Given.
I've got no idea what video's on what button, so we're going to play video roulette and let's see if you win. Okay, so hopefully, guys, this is the trailer for The Given.
During the Salem witch trials, many men and women were murdered for their crimes, but one above all else was persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Her name was Bridget Bishop. You see, the other witches believed that after she was killed, she would come back as a gift to them to protect them. From that day forward, they only referred to her as The Given. The Salem witch trials were basically the persecution of lots of different people that they believed were witches. Now, these were men, women, children. They killed whoever they needed to kill to protect themselves. But there was one person who I found particularly interesting, and it was this lady here. Her name is Bridget Bishop. Now, she was sort of the queen of the witches, if you will. Supposedly, she was the one that was going to come back and save all the other witches. So when she died, they believed that she would come back from the dead, and they used to call her the Given one, the one that was given to them. Right. And they used to call the people that stopped going with her angels, the people that went with her devils, and everyone was a follower of the Given. But we're going to see how you would have done in the Salem witch trials. So here I've got some names. These cards have the people that were actually involved in the Salem witch trials. Now, Mary Black was deemed an angel. She was a survivor. We have Sarah Bassett, who was deemed to be a devil. She was killed. But I want you to make some decisions. I want you to decide who dies and who lives, who is an angel, who is a devil. So here we have 2 names. Now, one of these was found to be an angel. We have Daniel Andrew and we have Andrew Carrier. Which one was an angel?
Daniel Andrew.
Daniel Andrew was an angel. Now, up until this point, you've been deciding the fate of one person each time. From this point on, you're going to decide the fate of 2 people. Okay. You're going to kill one and allow one to survive.
Okay. So
here we have John Alder and Sarah Buckley. One was found to be an angel, one a devil. Which one was the angel?
John.
John was the angel.
Mm-hmm.
That means you've just killed Sarah.
Sorry, Sarah.
So you should be. We've got Hannah and we've got William. One was an angel. Which one was the angel?
Hannah.
Hannah was the angel. That means you just killed William.
Yeah.
Now I want you to think about this for a second. There was no particular reason that you put these cards into this pile, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And for example, in this pile we've got Sarah. Was there a particular reason that you put her in the devil pile?
No.
And you didn't feel controlled by anyone to do that?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Now there's something that I didn't tell you. On the back of these cards there are some letters. Now this pile was our angel pile that you put these into. And these letters just so happen to spell something out. That's A, N, G, E and L. These are our angels. You put these cards into this pile, that's D, E, V, I, L. And it just so happens that perhaps this evening, Jenny, you've been controlled by Bridget Bishop, the one they knew as
Given.
the Given.
That's very good. I've done that.
You did do that.
That is. Were you not even watching, Wayne?
I was.
You're like a naughty kid.
I've got donuts here. No, I haven't. No, yeah, I love it. I think that's a phenomenal effect. Love it.
I've never seen that before, like ever, and that is so clever. I mean, that is really strong. That revelation at the end. I'm kind of fooled. I don't know how he did that.
The thing is, as a card magician, you sort of go, oh, it's a bit like, but then when the reveal comes, you go, yeah, but how? You know, it's really cool.
There's been a comment, somebody saying that they need to get it for their horror magic show, but like I said on the live, this is not just a Halloween trick or horror trick. You know, it can be used, you know, in the right situation at any time of the year. You know, it's a great trick, and it's a proper. I mean, Jamie is a master storyteller anyway, but yeah, I love it. I think it's a great trick.
Yeah, Phil Smith said he was listening in the background while he was working, and he thought the trick was called the Gibbon. Oh, I love Phil. Yeah, so I want to just welcome everyone that's watching us today. As I said before, we're joined by Wayne and Craig this week. Craig's going to be demonstrating some of the coin magic that you could learn tomorrow if you join us on his Academy course, which is going live right here in the AlakazamMagicUK studio at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. And even if you can't make it live, it doesn't matter, because it will be recorded and delivered to your account, usually within 24 hours of the live. So
I'm so excited. Like, the first one was so fun, so I can't wait to do this one.
It's great, and the interaction with everyone in the chat room and everything else, it always makes it a fun night. And a lot of people are treating the academies more like their magic clubs, so they're coming, they're enjoying the magic while they're live and chatting in the chat room, and then it's after the event, when they get the download, they sit down and really start learning it.
Yeah.
But they just enjoy the magic, which is great. So would you like to show us a trick, Craig? And it could be anything. It could be one of the coin tricks, or we could have a look at Cognito.
Well, let's do a coin trick first, as we were talking, or coin trick, as we were talking about the Academy.
Yeah. So
hang on, I've just dropped my
your earpiece.
My earpiece. I'm not used to. I feel like a security guard here or something.
Well, you won't need your earpiece in for this one, because I'm going to go to the overhead, so you're not going to be able to hear Wayne anyway.
Oh God! If only you could do that in real life forever.
I remember you said that.
But you will be able to hear me, because I'm sitting just here. So cool. Let's go to the overhead.
So in the original Academy, in the first one, which was the beginner one, we covered a whole bunch of stuff. And in the next one, the intermediate one, I know we're calling it intermediate, but it's still going to be relatively basic stuff. My goal with these academies is to try and really get more people into coin magic. You know, I did an interview with Eric Jones on my channel recently, and he said that he thinks it's really important for every magician to understand the basics and the fundamentals of coin magic, and I absolutely agree. In fact, one thing that I'm doing in this particular academy is I'm going to be talking about how you can apply the principles of coin magic to other props and playing cards and so on and so forth. And I didn't really touch on gimmicks in the first session. In the first academy, I am going to be talking a little bit more about gimmicks. Not completely. Probably, I think I've got about 15 routines planned, and I think 5 of them use a gimmick, or 4 of them. But one thing that I do want to do is I want to talk to you guys about the flipper coin, because for me personally, I think that the flipper coin is the best gimmick in coin magic, and I don't see many people using it. And one of the reasons it's such a good gimmick is if you're using a flipper, let's say you're using a shell, for example, and you're doing a coins across. If you're using a shell and you're doing a coins across, you have to close your hand to nest the coins. And so everything happens inside your hand. But with a flipper coin, it allows you to keep your hand open the entire time, which means that you can have sequences that are just like super magical. And I've been using a flipper coin my entire career. And one thing that I find when I'm out doing a gig, if you open with a coin trick that's super visual, that uses something like a flipper coin, people immediately are like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that before. If you go to a gig and you pull out a deck of cards and you spread them out and go pick a card, more often than not, people are going to say, well, I've seen that one before. So let me show you something that I actually use all the time when I'm out gigging. And it uses a flipper coin. I'll tell you the gimmick that it uses. So it uses a flipper coin. But I have a lot of techniques with the flipper coin that make it really, you can't even tell. So first of all, when I use a flipper coin, I hand the coins out for examination. I have people examine the coins, and we'll go through how that works in the academy. And I'm going to do a coin through table. So the whole idea is very simple, one at a time. I'm going to take these coins and drop them right through the solid table. Now, I've told you what's going to happen, which you don't normally do, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. We've got a solid table, we've got 4 coins. You can see the coins. This hand goes underneath the table to catch the coins. This hand stays on top with the coins. Watch the coins don't blink. If I do this, the first coin drops right down through the solid table. That's coin number 1. Now, you might have missed it. Most people do. So I'm going to do this again for you. This time you know exactly what's going to happen. 3 coins are left to go. 1 coin's gone. Watch this coin. It goes underneath. So the one that's gone goes underneath. These 3 stay on top. You just do that. And that'll be the second coin right through the table. That's coin number 2. So you get the concept now. You understand what's happening. Let me do this really slowly. 2 and 2. These 2 go underneath. These 2 stay on top. Don't worry about this one. Watch this one. That would be coin number 3 right through the solid table. Leaves us 1 final coin. Watch the final coin. You know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to try and make this last coin. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'm going to put these 3 coins under the table. I'm going to make this last coin go through. But that's, to be honest, I'm going to go one step further. I'm not even going to touch the coin. I'm just going to do this. And if I made that coin go through, that'd be good. But if I could take the other 3 coins and push them up through the table, that would be 20 times better. And that is coins through the table, flipper coin style. So, yeah, I mean, I'm dropping my camera again, my thing. I'm really not used to these. There we go. So that's an example of something that you can do with a flipper coin. Honestly, I've got so many packs going on.
I know.
Here. There we go.
We have got a lot of wires going round.
It's all good. So that's an example of something that you can do with a flipper coin. Like I say, the advantage of a flipper coin is it allows you, at any point that you want to be 1 ahead or 1 behind. And that's a concept that we're going to be talking about in the academy. We're going to be talking about going 1 ahead and 1 behind, not just with gimmick coins, but with regular coins as well. I'm going to talk about going 1 ahead, going 1 behind, and having a flipper coin in play. It allows you to have that really wonderful display where you can show the coins on your hand, and as you drop them, they visibly see one disappear. And there's so many different ways you can do this. I've got a routine called flesh pockets, where you're doing it through the spectator's hand. So you put the coins into the spectator's hand, and you're pulling them through their hand, which is incredible. There's a routine called empowerment, where you it's a coins across, but the spectator is vanishing the coins. So you're giving them the coins 1 at a time. They are vanishing the coins themselves, and they're appearing in another spectator's hands. You're doing nothing. It's completely hands off, and it's very easy to do as well. You don't even need to do a classic palm to do a lot of this stuff. So, I'm talking about the flipper coin a lot. We're going to only do probably 1 or 2 things on the academy with the flipper coin, but I just want to put across just how incredible it can be when you use a gimmick. I want to show you one other thing, if that's okay, Pete.
Yeah. Should I cut to the overhead?
Yeah, why not? So one thing that I always try to do when I'm performing magic is I try to add an element of interaction to everything that I do, and I think it's really important that when you are doing magic, you do add that element of interaction. So that's why a coins across into the spectator's hand is better than a coins across just going from one hand to the other, for example. So let me show you something here using, there we go, 1, 2, 3 coins. And this is something that I do all of the time. So we've got 3 coins. We've got a copper English penny. We've got a silver American $half, and we've got a kind of a blue Chinese coin here. Are they showing okay on the thing there, Pete? Yeah, good. So 3 coins. Now, what's interesting about this, Pete, is I'm going to take these 3 coins, I'm going to put them into my hand, I'm going to make a fist around them. At no point am I going to open up this hand until the end of the routine, but you are going to decide the order in which the coins jump across. So we've got a Chinese coin, which is blue, we've got an English coin, which is copper, and we've got a silver coin, which is, we've got a $half, which is silver. Which one would you like to go across first?
Copper.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Watch this. If I just squeeze like this, now we've got the copper coin that jumps into the other hand, the one that you wanted. No wordplay. Which one do you want to have go next?
Chinese.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's going to go up my sleeve, across my chest, down and into the hand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Just like this. That's the Chinese. The last one would be the silver coin, which would look something like that. And I promised you at no point would I open up my hand. There's the 3 coins. I haven't opened up my hand until the end of the trick, and now everything is examinable.
That is neat. That's really neat.
Yeah, so it's a way of doing coins across, but we're adding an extra element of interaction, because now we're not just doing coins across, but we're giving the spectator the option of deciding which coins. So there's no wordplay in this. It's not the way that the routine is constructed. They can name any coins and they will go in whatever order you want to, and you only have to do 1 palm and 1 move in the whole routine, which is actually really easy to do. And when you're using 3 different coins, when you're doing coins across that look completely different to each other, it adds a certain degree of impossibility. Because now, you know, how can you use a duplicate coin or something like that? So that's the sort of stuff that we're going to be going through. We're going to be talking about interesting concepts, interesting plots, but the most important thing is we're going to make it accessible. So it's going to be really easy. My goal is that when people leave this academy, they have a whole bunch of stuff that they can work on and do immediately.
Yeah.
So.
Well, your last one was great. I mean, you've only got to go and have a look at the reviews on it and everything else. It was such a great course. And I know that I'm not really much of a coin guy. I do a couple of coin effects, pretty standard ones, coins across, stuff like that. But I was just sitting here with coins, and as you were doing stuff, I was just learning these moves, and it was great. I loved it. I can't wait for tomorrow. So me and Harry will be here. I don't know if Harry's joining you and hosting, or whether Nemed's joining you. But whatever it is, it's going to be phenomenal. I really can't wait for it. There is a question here.
Go for it.
Which is from Alexander Ross. Is it a gravity you were using?
Yeah, and I'm going to be talking about this. You want to get a gravity style flipper, which AlakazamMagicUK do sell. The Tango ones are really good. And you want to get a gravity style flipper. Very, very briefly, to answer that question, the old style flippers, the band was on the outside. And I'm sure you remember those, Pete. The band was on the outside. And because of that, there was a lot of tension. So with the old school flippers, you had to shake them like this in order to open them. You could always
try and catch them.
You always and if you left them on a surface, they would want to close immediately.
Yeah.
You could always tell, you know, somebody who was using an old school flipper that'd be doing this. You know, it look really weird. A gravity style flipper, the band is internal, so it's an internal band. And what happens is the flipper just drops down. As long as you hold it at the extreme edge, it will literally just drop down and it will lay flat. So you can have a display of 2 coins on your hand just by opening up a flipper. And I have a very simple technique that works from finger palm, where you can show 2 coins, put them into this hand, and in the action of putting them into the hand, you've opened up the flipper and the other coin is over here. So you're already 1 coin ahead. The advantage of that is when you throw the coins up in the air, first of all, they lay flat. So you've got that display of 2 coins. But then when you throw the coins up in the air, it will close in the air and land as 1 coin, which is why that's where your visual comes from.
Yeah.
You get the visual comes from the coin closing in midair, which is when I was doing the coins through table. As I'm dropping the coins, I'm just dropping the flipper and it's closing as it's hitting the table. And that allows you to put the flipper coin in the spectator's hand. So you can actually have 4 coins in the spectator's hand and have them do coins through table. Honestly, it's the most underutilized gimmick that there is. And it's such a shame, because there's so much you can do with it compared to every other gimmick. And again, I don't want people to think that the Academy is just going to be a teaching on the flipper coin. It's not. I think it's going to be like a 15-minute out of 7.5 hours that I've planned. It's going to be a 15. You laugh. I'm not joking. It's going to be like a 15-minute segment. But as I say, on the first Academy, I didn't really touch on gimmick coins at all. It was all regular coins and so on and so forth. So I wanted to spend a bit of time looking at some gimmicks, but also, as I say, look at plotting, look at routining, look at 1 ahead, look at 1 behind, and start looking at some other moves as well. Moves that people think are scary, but they're not. Things like Hang Ping Chen, which is such a versatile commercial move but people are worried about it because they think it's a difficult move. It's not a difficult move as long as you understand how the hangping chain is being done, or how the gallow pitch is being done, or how the utility switch is being done. And we're going to cover all of this and more.
Brilliant. Can't wait. Quick question from Phil Taylor. He asked, where'd you get those purses from? We sell them. I believe they're called Goshman coin purses, if I'm not mistaken.
Here is a huge tip. They are called Goshman coin purses. They are the best coin purses on the market. And what AlakazamM also sell is Nate Kranzo's stone purse, which is another thing that nobody ever uses, and I take to every single gig. Stone purse looks just like a normal coin purse, like this, Tom and Oscar coin purse, but it's made out of clay. So it allows you, and one of the routines that I'm going to be teaching on the Academy is, I call it stone coin to purse. And the whole idea is it's 4 regular coins and one of these Tom and Oscar coin purses. And the whole idea is, in a very clean way, the coins go from your hand into the purse one at a time. And it uses very simple moves. It's kind of like an Akito box, but without an Akito box. And then when the final coin comes out, they look at the purse, and now the purse is a solid lump of clay, and they can't even open it anymore. And that stone purse, and all that Nate does with it normally is he just does it as a gag. But I've got so many different things that I use this stone purse for, because one of the problems with coin magic, and I'm sorry if I'm going off at a tangent here, one of the problems with coin magic is everyone uses the same finale, which is a jumbo coin. It's kind of like coin trick, coin trick, coin trick, jumbo coin, because there's no other ways to end it. And that's fine, and I use a jumbo coin. But if you can think of another way to end the routine, it's even better. Yeah. And the stone purse is a perfect example. If you take the coins out the purse, and we're going to talk about routine and coin routines together in the Academy, but if you take the coins out the purse and you do something amazing with them, do this and this and this, and routine 2 or 3 routines together, and then you finish off with my stone coin to purse routine, well, then what you have at the end is you have everything's gone full circle, and the purse that you took the coins out of at the beginning, you can't even open because it's now just a solid lump of clay. So huge tip, stone purse. AlakazamM do sell it, I believe, don't you, Pete?
Yep,
yeah,
we do. It's on the site. Yeah,
it's on the site. So stone purse. If you like these little coin purses, they're called Tom and Oscar coin purses, and the stone purse, Nate Kranzo's stone purse by P3. It comes with one of these purses, and it also comes with a gimmick as well, which allows you to switch it in for a lump of clay at the end.
Right, so brilliant. Thank you for that, Craig. We just had a message in from Anthony saying, Pete, is Craig's new tricks with AlakazamM going to be released this year or 2022 debit card at the ready? Now, there are a few projects we've got coming up with Craig. We're hopefully one of them is coming out this year, early December. We have got a live launch. We've got an Ace Magic live launch this month. We've got an AlakazamM Magic live launch this month, and then we have an AlakazamM one very early December with some Christmas releases, and I'm hoping one we've been working on for, well, you have been working on for a long time.
I think we started working on this at the same time as Gossip.
Yeah, we really did. So this is going to be, you're here. So we're going to be, in the next 2 or 3 days, we're filming all this as well as doing the Academy. We've got a big project as well that we're aiming, if we can get it done in time, to release at Blackpool. And anyone
is that the one that we're filming tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that.
And this is a proper project. It's not a, well, both of these, even though one of them, when it started off, was an idea for a routine, a trick, it's turned into like a whole act.
Yeah. It's like a 25-minute act in your wallet.
Yeah, it's great. I am so excited about all these. So more news on those will be coming soon. Hopefully one of them will be one of our December releases. That's what we're aiming for. So before we go any further, I think it's time to drop another trailer. And this time we're going to do Fright Night. So
hopefully.
Anyone that knows Andy Nyman's Killer Elite will know exactly what's going on here. We've basically taken Killer Elite, which AlakazamM own the rights to, and we've redesigned it to make this great horror version. Now, I will say I am not only proud of the routine, I am really happy with the artwork that Aid Gower did. I think he's knocked it out of the park. And the props that Harry has designed and everything else, I think are superb. All round, I just think this is a winner.
Right.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's just totally self-contained, isn't it? That's the other nice thing, Wayne.
Yeah, I love
right.
it.
So, shall we hit the trailer?
Go for it.
Here we go. Andy, recently I asked Jen to point out my most annoying trait. I will be honest with you, I didn't think it would take her so long to work out which one it was after she had written a list of all the things I do that annoy her. But her most annoying trait of mine is the fact that I can predict the end of every movie.
Around about 16 years ago, ALAKAZAM purchased the rights to Andy Nyman's classic effect, Killer Elite. It is fantastic. And ever since that day, we've always dreamed of releasing a horror version. And finally, it's here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fright Night.
You know I love my movies,
Yeah.
especially my horror movies. In fact, I have just joined the movie posters collectors club, which is great. I got my little membership wallet, got my card, and I got these little movie posters. And I thought we'd try a game where you create a movie in your mind, and I call this game In Your Horror Movie.
Right. Inside the Fright Night box, you receive everything you need to start performing it, including the custom designed leather wallet that plays a part in the effect, but not only that, is designed to store absolutely everything you need to perform this killer effect.
I want you to imagine the scene. You've just left the party, you're making your way home, and you pass the cemetery. And in your mind, you know that if you cut through that cemetery, you'll be home 10 minutes earlier. It's a brilliant shortcut, and you've done it time and time before, but never at night. And as you walk through the cemetery, you come to a crossroads, and you go to take one step ahead, and you hear a sound. Sounds like a chainsaw. You look up, and standing there right in front of you is Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Obviously you don't want to move forward, so you look to your left, and standing there with his harpoon is Jason from Friday the 13th. You look to your right, and standing on your right is Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street, and you look behind you to where you just come, and there's Michael Myers from Halloween. You're stuck right in the middle. All four of these killers start to walk towards you, but you notice they're not looking at you, they're looking at each other. So you take your chance and you hide behind a gravestone. You look out and you see them all come together, and there is a massive fight. All four of these slasher legends coming at it together. Only one of them will survive. Now, believe it or not, even though you are going to create this movie in your mind and you are going to determine who the survivor is, I think I already know who you're going to choose.
Fright Night is super easy to do, packs a punch, and of course, because it is so compact, it is the perfect effect to carry around with you.
Take my membership card, and I just want you to touch each one of these killers. And whenever you believe you know who you want to survive, just drop my card on top. You created this movie in your mind. All right, I gave you the plot, but you chose who the survivor was. And in your movie, it was Freddy that killed all.
Yeah.
So that means that Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th is dead. That means that Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is dead. That means Michael Myers from Halloween is dead. And if you turn over Freddy, you'll see that in your movie, Freddy kills all.
My name's Harry Nardi, and welcome to Fright Night.
So that is Fright Night. They are in stock now, both of those, Fright Night and the Gibbon.
I loved Killer Elite Pro. I still do it now. It's one of my favourite tricks. I mean, that is just no-brainer, really.
Killer Elite's always been one of my favourite. I mean, I love Andy Nyman's stuff anyway, because it's always so simple, direct, and fooling. Maybe not so much for a magician, but for, well, I say not for a magician. They are fooling for a magician. If you don't know the method, you'll be fooled.
Andy Nyman is amazing.
I love the 4 cards as well. They just look fantastic.
Yeah,
you know, with the 4 colours on them. They just look. Aid's done a great job making them.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like genuine movie posters, but they also really stand out. When you bring them out to spectators, instantly recognisable, each of them.
Yeah, and everything like the little membership card and everything you get with it. I just think it's such a great set. It's such a great kit to do the effect with.
And it takes up no space in your pocket. It goes in your inside jacket pocket. It's a great size. It's all in the wallet. You're not going, oh, that's in that pocket and that's in that pocket. It's all in one place. You bring it out, you perform it, you close it, you put it away again. It's all done. Yeah. No, it's great. Absolutely great. So Wayne, you are joining us live next Tuesday. I am. I'm back at the shop.
You are back at the shop. We are doing loads of filming because our very good friends at Ace Magic have got 3 new Christmas effects coming out.
Yes.
Which you have been messing about with recently. So you're coming down to do some filming with those.
They're very good, very commercial, very easy, and great for the Christmas period. What they're those tricks that you put in your pocket when you're doing Christmas gigs, they're going to fit right in. Yeah, and they're all lovely Christmas themed and joyful and really good. And once again, Christmas is.
You what?
You said everything that Christmas is.
Yeah, 100%.
You said joyful. We need happy. Just get Wayne Goodman down here.
And what we're doing something else. I can't. Oh no, something different as well. We're doing other stuff while you're here.
That didn't sound too dodgy at all.
We should have had the Mission Impossible music playing behind that little bit.
Yeah. And you are joining us live on the live.
Yes. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be sat right where Craig is sat right now. Keep that chair warm for me, Craig. I'm coming down.
You got it, man.
Can't wait to get you down here, mate. So, Craig, shall we see a demonstration of Cognito?
Yeah. Can you get you and me up on the screen?
I can get just me and you. Yeah. Give me 2 minutes. Okay. And do you know what? What I'm going to do, so what should we do? A split screen with just me and you?
Yeah, you know.
Okay, so I'm going to go and do that, but while I do that, I might as well just play another trailer.
Why not?
I'm going to make another cup of tea.
Oh, like you don't care about the trailers then, Wayne. That's absolutely fine. No problem. That's okay.
No, right, my screen turns like a watching from the kitchen.
Right, here we go.
Welcome to Intuition, an original creation of music in partnership with AlakazamMagic and myself. Intuition is a magnetic detection device designed to fit inside a Sharpie marker. It has an automatic sensor to turn off the electronics so there are no buttons. And yes, you can use it like a normal marker. You can use the Sharpie as a pointer or in other creative ways. We will teach you several spectacular routines only possible with Intuition. In one of them, the spectator hides his own phone inside any envelope, mixing it with the others. The magician then smashes all the envelopes with a hammer, leaving the one with the spectator's phone totally intact. Then, we took the classic smash and stab effect into close-up, using sharp needles and small paper cups. This whole effect fits in your pocket and can be easily performed from table to table. You will also learn an effect perfect for kid shows, where a chocolate is hidden under any paper cut, and it's the magician's job to find where it is. I know it's not number one, it's very easy. I'm sure it's not in number two, because it's exactly the chocolate in the number four. There is also an effect where one spectator is asked to write a name of a person he loves in one card and mix it with 4 blank ones. The cards are randomly placed inside envelopes, and the magician, while blindfolded, correctly guesses the written card. These routines and more are explained in full detail. You'll be a proud owner of intuition, and I'm sure you'll add it immediately to your existing repertoire.
Right, so that is Intuition by Miranda. And
He's a clever boy, isn't he?
He's a very clever boy. It is based on Moz's great Cobra Sharpie that we released years ago. And just so I played that trailer, Craig told me that he has got one.
Yeah, I have. In fact, I've already filmed the review show special that's going up on Sunday, where I kind of go and do a deep dive about it. I did a mini interview with you about the history behind this whole thing, and then I perform it, and I have road tested it for the last week, so I've been having it, taking it out. This thing is incredible. Like, this thing is absolutely incredible. How he's managed to get everything that he needs to get into a Sharpie, I have no idea. Yeah. And the thing that really amazed me is the magnet that he suggests you use with this is the smallest thing that you have ever seen. Like, it's tiny. Like, you can barely see it, and yet the pen will read it from like over there. Like, it's incredible. And I performed it on the review show, and I did a which hand routine. And because the magnet's so small, I actually used blue tack. So I had some blue tack, and I had them take the blue tack off the blue tack, and I took it back, loaded this tiny little magnet in as I made a blue tack ball, and then I gave them the blue tack and did the which hand routine with a ball of blue tack that they took off. Yeah, it's killer. It's absolutely killer. I love it.
It's so clever. I mean, there is a question here from Mike Kirby. Not sure if you know the answer to this.
I might do.
But is it difficult to replace the marker? He said tip. I'm not sure if you replace the tip or the ink.
You don't replace the tip. So basically, the short answer is no, it's not that difficult. Although there is one thing that you actually need, because one thing that Joel talks about is the fumes from a Sharpie marker can affect the electronics. So the way they've got around that is if you look at the gimmick when you get it, there's quite a lot of ink in there in the nib. And I've been using this now for about a week, and I've been writing with it quite a lot, and it's absolutely fine. And he's used a hot glue gun to kind of glue the ink into that part of the pen so that it keeps the fumes away from the electronics, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The only thing that you need to do, charging it is a dream. It's so easy to do. Everything is so easy to do. When it comes time to write with the ink, to change the ink, all you have to do is you just have to get another pen. It's a 10-second job to put it together, but you will need some sort of hot glue gun to fuse the ink inside before you replace it. So as long as you've got a hot glue gun, it's probably a 10-minute job.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, you can just have it in your pocket, use a regular Sharpie and switch for it if you want to as well. That's
what I was going to say. I mean, unless you're using a routine where it's got to stay in play all the time, it's a pen.
And the other thing that Joel talks about, which is really clever, is he suggests taking the nib off the pen and just putting a little bit of gaffer tape over the tube part of the marker pen and strapping it to your arm here. So he's got it here underneath his sleeve. So now his hands are empty, but he can come over and do whatever he wants to do, and he can feel it because the Sharp is there and it's only taking up that much space. So if you're wearing sleeves, he talks about that as another idea about how you can actually have the Sharpie there. So a couple of different ways.
No, it's great. And just to give us a bit of background, I know when you interviewed me, I went through all this. So Moz created the original Cobra Sharpie. I don't even know how long ago now, most probably 10 years, maybe even a bit longer. And he made every unit by hand. And at the time, we looked at various manufacturers that were great with electronics. And every single one of them said, you'll never fit stuff in a Sharpie. You'll never. But Moz did it, he managed to do it, and Joel's managed to do it. We did have one other company that managed, or said they managed to fit it in a Sharpie. When we got the sample, they'd used one of those jumbo Sharpies that was about that big. And we went, well, no, I know it says Sharpie, but that's not what we mean. But he's done it, and it's, it's great. But I'm with you, unless you're in that position where you have to use exactly the same Sharpie, I would just be putting it in my pocket and bringing out the other one, which is what I used to do with a Cobra.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes it's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's really good. It's more sensitive than any other magnet sensing device I've seen, right, by a long amount.
Wow, that's great. Well, guys, they are being released on the 8th, I believe, which is next Monday, is it, or this Friday?
It's Monday, the 8th.
Yeah.
And my review show, where I kind of take a deep dive into it and perform it, and I do the interview with you, is on the Sunday. So
cool, brilliant. So make sure you check out Craig's interview and review show of Intuition. But guys, we have got them in stock. We're not allowed to send them out till Monday. They are in stock, so if you order it, it will be shipped out. Actually, we can ship them out Friday, so you get them Monday.
Yeah.
So if you place your order with us, we will be shipping on Friday, so you have them for Monday. So you have them for release day. How cool is that? Right. So I've got another trailer which I'll play in a little while. The battery is rechargeable.
Yeah, 100%. Although it lasts once it's charged up, it lasts a ridiculously long length of time. Like, I've been using it constantly for the last week, and I've had to charge it up once.
Yeah.
And it comes with a little charger thing that you just plug into a USB, so the side of your computer or an iPhone charger or something, and you can charge it up from there.
Brilliant. And I just want to say a big shout out. For one, everyone should subscribe to your channel, and also everyone should subscribe to Magic Orthodoxy. Now, all you need...
David is a dude. I love that guy.
He's incredible.
Although, David, I haven't seen a review of Visible or Beyond Stebbins.
He may not have Beyond Stebbins.
So my love for you is going downhill quickly. Although if Pete hasn't sent it out, I'll go and bust some ass and get one sent over to you.
I did actually. I just messaged him a little bit earlier to say I've got another big package of stuff going over to him. And I honestly believe if you subscribe to both David and Craig's channels, you get the best Magic reviews out there. And what I mean by best is unbiased and fair. That's the thing. I think both of you, and this is what we always tried to do when we done the vlogs and everything else, was even though an effect might not be for me, I still look at what the effect is and give it its merits.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people that review just go, no, it's rubbish, I'd never do it. Well, it's not all about you, mate. It's about everyone else out there. And you guys obviously look at products and look at the product for what it is. And if it's a bad product, okay, fair enough. But even if it's not for you, you still say, do you know what? I wouldn't perform it, but if you do perform this type of magic, it's great.
And David's channel is very different to me and Ryland.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with that. His style is great. I do want to give a shout out, if we're talking about reviewers, I think we also have to mention Steve Faulkner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, I think we have to mention Steve and Real Magic, because Real Magic Reviews, he's also another guy that has been there, bought the t-shirt, done it. He's very fair, very impartial, and also somebody who hasn't reviewed beyond Stebbins. So actually, no, don't listen to Steve Faulkner. He sucks.
Well, it's really interesting actually, because he done a review on. I think it was a long time ago. He done a review on Look Sharp, and I think he ended up doing 2 reviews. He got the trick, and he didn't really quite sort of understand it or see how it can work, or it's going to be a bit obvious. But then he went out and performed it, and then done another review going, do you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah.
And then he explains like the psychology behind it and everything else. And that's a good reviewer, to be fair. Someone that will actually sort of go, do you know what? I have tried it, and you're right, or you're wrong, or whatever. But at least you're working from a grounding, you know, and a true understanding of the product. So just want to say, yeah, and welcome to our show, David. I think it's the first time you've been here, and you're more than welcome. Really, really good to have you. So, shall we get on and do this Cognito?
I think we should, absolutely.
Cool. Right, so
I'll start presenting, and then in a second you're going to have to come over and take my phone.
Okay.
The beautiful thing about this is you're nowhere near me, and guess what? My mic has just dropped on the floor again.
Right, you sort your mic out. Wayne, we're going to lose you again, because we're going to... Well, I can leave it like this until we go split screen. I'll
sit here drinking my tea. I'm all right.
How many different cups are you using for this live? You've got about 3 different cups, I think.
I bet nobody has ever been on this live before that's had more problems with mics than me. Right, there we go. I'm good.
I'm always dropping the mic.
Like we did
Right.
that.
Okay. So I'm going to bring us on the split screen. Wayne, we'll see you in a mo. Enjoy.
So here's a question, Pete. Would you consider yourself to be kind of an observant person?
Yeah.
In a second, we're going to do an observation test.
Okay.
Okay. What I did yesterday, before I came over to Alakazam, is I took a deck of cards, shuffled them face up and face down, dropped them on the floor, and I took a picture of them. And I did that a few times because I am that sad. And what I have here on my notes, my photo app, is I have a whole bunch of pictures you can probably see of cards. Some are face up, some are face down.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is come over here and take my phone.
Okay.
And we're going to do an observation test. So Pete is coming over here now. He's going to take my phone. There you go. Just keep it on that photo and go back over there.
Yeah.
And when you're there, tell me.
I am here.
Brilliant stuff. So can you think of a playing card for me, Pete? Any card, not a joker, but think of a card.
Any playing card, or one that I can
No. Don't worry about the picture for now. Just any playing card.
Okay, yeah.
You got one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do an observation test because there's a few pictures there. Have a look at that first picture and just tell me, is the card you're thinking of face up?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a look at the picture. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Try and study everything about it. Have a look at the picture. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the phone, hold it to your chest like this, Pete. So you're touching your t-shirt. And then what I want you to do, I'm going to ask you a question, see how observant you are. How many cards were face up?
I ain't got a clue.
Have a guess.
20.
Check. Were you close? Or are you completely off? How do you do?
Not bad. I think it's most probably about 27-ish.
That's not bad. I mean, you were a few off,
yeah,
but that was okay. Swipe to the next page, to the next picture.
Yep.
Is the card you're thinking of face up there?
Yeah.
It is. Okay. Have another look at the picture. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it to your chest, like before. This time, what was the colour and type of surface that the cards were on? Can you remember?
For some reason, I've got like green wood, but I think I'm most.
Well, have a look. Was it right? Is it green wood?
It is wood, and it has got a greeny tinge.
Okay, so that's not bad. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. That's cool.
Okay.
Go to the next picture.
Yeah.
Is the card that you're thinking of face up there?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Go to the next one. So go to the next one. Is the card you're thinking of there?
No.
No. Okay, go to the next one.
And now I'm taking in all the information.
Mm-hmm. Is the card you're thinking of in there?
No.
It's not. Okay, go to the next page. Is the card you're thinking of there?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay, have a look at the picture. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it to your chest. How many aces were face up?
For God's sake. 3.
3. Have a look. Were you right?
Yes, I was.
Dude,
right.
most
Get in.
observant person in magic. That's
Get
amazing.
in.
Is there another picture? Swipe across. I don't know how many there are.
There is another picture, yeah.
Is your card there?
No.
No, it's not. Are there any other pictures, or is that the last one?
That's the last one.
Okay, and you don't see your card there
No.
at all?
No.
What about if you look at it from a distance and have a look specifically at the face-up cards?
Oh, come on. Can I don't know
Yeah,
if this
show
is
them.
going to show on camera though. It's going. You're going to see it
K
in
and H.
reverse. But I was thinking of the King of Hearts. And it's
Now think about this for a minute.
K-H.
Think about this for a minute, Pete. I didn't even have the phone. I wasn't even looking at the phone.
Yeah.
You never wrote a card down.
No.
You never said anything. I never touched the phone. You were doing absolutely everything. How could I... And the final revelation is right there. How could I possibly do that? The problem with Cognito is most people watch the beginning of the tutorial and they're like, okay, and you see everyone doing it the same way. I'm going to swipe it. Is it there? Swipe. Is it there? Swipe. Is it there? Swipe. Which is just the worst presentation ever. You wrap a presentation around it like an observation test,
Yeah.
and you get them to focus on other stuff. And then you change the settings, because rather than using the swipe setting, I'm using the proximity sensor, which is one of the settings that you can use. But what it means is that at no point am I touching my phone, at no point am I going anywhere near my phone, at no point are you writing anything down or saying anything out loud. And that moment when you look and you go, no, I can't see the card, and you go, well, look at it from a distance, it kills people dead.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of apps, you don't need, like I've got my phone on airplane mode at the moment. I don't need to be connected to the internet. I don't need to have signal. So if I'm in some place in the middle of nowhere that doesn't have phone signal, it's not an issue. I can take that picture and send it over to the person I've just performed it on and text it over to them, which means they've got my phone number, I've got their phone number, and they'll show that to absolutely everybody. And that is just one of the things you can do with it. That's the basic chaos reveal. We're not even talking about other stuff you can do with it, which is even more incredible, like peakless peaking and some of the stuff Michael Murray and Christian Grace are putting together. But just that,
Yeah.
you're not touching the phone.
That was really nice. So I've got a question for you. Oh, actually, someone else has just asked the same question. David Hand asked the question. Do the photos come with it, or do you have to set them up yourself?
No, it all comes with it. It all comes preloaded. It comes preloaded with about 10 different routines.
That's brilliant. But the great thing is you can do some yourselves, can't you?
Yeah, you can create your own projects.
Yeah.
And I'm actually got a trade show client that I'm doing in January, and I'm creating something like what you've just seen, but using their product range with pictures of all of their products on the floor. And I'm actually creating this as a specific bespoke thing for a client. But out the box, you can do that immediately if you watch the tutorial. Because what we're using there is the proximity sensor. So with the proximity sensor, you holding the phone to your chest is telling the phone what it needs to know in order to work out your card and load up the correct image. So there's no skill to it at all. If you just give somebody the phone and you just make sure that you get them to hold the phone to their chest at the right point, you can do that exact trick immediately.
It's so good. I can almost guarantee Harry just went and bought one straight away when he saw me do it. Because I'm going to be after this.
But here's the thing, I'm seeing so many people that are going, Harry just told me that somebody bought one the other day and said, oh, I don't like it, but I haven't watched the tutorial. And that's the problem. You think, because what Lloyd does, and it's very clever what he does in the tutorial, he says at the very beginning, I want you to experience what Cognito's like. Go onto the app and swipe, and they do the trick on themselves. But then what happens is that's 10 minutes in and then they stop.
Yeah.
And they don't do any, and they don't watch the rest of it. And if you watch the rest of it, you realise that you can do stuff like that where I'm not even anywhere near you. I can give my phone to somebody, have them sit on the other side of the room, not even take the phone back, and I can do anything that I need without even peeking information.
Yeah.
Craig, what people might not realise here is you're sat a good 12 feet from Peter at the opposite end of the room.
Yeah.
And you've got TV screens and cameras in between the two of you. So it's not like you can see what he was.
No, and I can't see.
No, what I'm saying is Craig can't see what you're looking at on the screen. You're higher than Craig as well. You're on the tall table. He's down below. He's about 12 feet away with all the electronic equipment between you. So it's not like he can even see what you're looking at and tell you to do anything with it because he can't even see what you're looking at.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I love it.
It really is good. And to be fair, Craig could have been sort of standing with his back to him. See, he didn't have to see anything there, but because you literally can't, as Wayne said, there's two cameras between me and Craig, so I can't actually see Craig at all. But the other thing that I want to say, and this is a gripe, not about the app, about magic in general, is people, and I know it's a big frustration of yours, Wayne, as well. People don't watch instructions. Do they, Wayne?
Yeah, I get so annoyed. I get really annoyed when I'm the worst for it.
But do you know what? It is true. The amount of calls we get a day, and I swear we get them daily, where people say, "This is broken. Have you watched the instructions?" "No, but I know it's broken. Can you watch the instructions?" And you know, and people don't. But what you've got to remember, and Craig, this is a valid reason for doing it, because usually what happens in the instructions, they'll show you one routine, you'll learn it, and you go, "Oh, that's great. I don't need to watch the rest." But there's usually so much more information yet to come as you go through and you pick up. And to be fair, I've done it as well. You watch something, you go, "All right, I know what that is." And then someone shows you the same trick and you go, "How'd you do that?" And it's a trick I've been doing for 4 years. "Oh, I just watch the instructions to the end." But it's true. There's so much on there. But I honestly will be picking that up because that was great. I didn't know it could do that. And what I was shown, even though it was a great trick when I was shown it at the Magic Circle, like I said, because it was a half show and a half explain and this, that and the other, it was in its barest basic form. And I thought, that's cute.
Well, that's the thing, and a lot of people are presenting it as, "Can you see your card? Can you see your card?" And there's no, and I see a lot of people on the cafe saying, "Well, there's no justification for having them look through pictures." Well, you just need to think about it a little bit. I love the observation thing because I can ask lots of questions that gets people engaged. It's like, how many aces? 3. That's the method. The method is getting them to hold the phone to the chest or not hold the phone to the chest. They're programming the device for me. But then when they get to that final reveal, they never see their card because of how it's designed. They never see their card. And then when you say, I thought you said you were observant. Look at it from a distance. Look at the face-up cards. And then you get that moment where it's like, what?
Yeah.
And it's just, it's killer.
Well, that observation test thing, there was the old thing with, that's what it reminded me of. Do you remember, it was just an old thing you used to do with someone's watch, and it weren't a trick, but you would ask them to have a look at their watch. You would get them to do it for a reason, and you would say, "Is your watch got a gold face or a white face? Just have a look." And then you would get them to say, "Okay, you've just looked at your watch. Is it Roman numerals, or is it numbers, or is it just lines?" And they have to try and answer it, and you go, "Have a look at your watch again and tell you if you were right." And then you do it on something else, and the last one you go, "Now you've just looked at your watch 3 times, what's the time?" And they can never tell you because they're not looking for it. And it was a great thing. I think it was Philippa Scoffey. We done it on that Impossible show as a build up to a trick. But it's a lovely sort of thing. And as soon as you started doing that, I thought, that's really clever. because you're not paying attention to the background. And then as soon as you get me to look at it, then the next time I'm looking at the cards, I'm paying a lot of attention to the background. So you're sort of splitting your focus, and it never really feels that it's about the cards. It's about the picture.
Exactly.
Yeah, really, really clever. So, guys, Cognito is available as a download. You can purchase it from our site as a download, or you can get the physical product. There's absolutely no difference in what you receive. It's just a download. You'll receive a code via the email, whereas the physical product, I presume it's just a piece of paper with a code on.
Yeah.
So you're getting...
It's quicker to do the digital one because you're going to get the code quicker, and you can and it's Android and Apple, which you don't see. A lot of apps are just Apple, but this is Android and Apple. Works for both.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. Good. And it's not expensive. I was quite shocked at the price. Is it something like £18?
Yeah, it's like 20 quid or something. Yeah. It's one of the best tricks I've seen this year.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of magic, and it's one of the best things I've seen this year. For that, when you take into consideration the price and the different things you can do with it.
Yeah.
I had actually seen it before. I didn't realise that was Cognito, but a friend of mine, Scott Payton, showed it to me a few nights ago on Zoom. I didn't realise that was Cognito, and I have heard a few people talk about it, and they're saying it's the new digital force bag. It's the one that when people realise what it can do, everyone's going to be wanting to be using it. It's going to be that one app that everybody has and will want to do. So you want to get it on the ground floor on that one, get it now while show it to your spectators.
Yeah. Jeff said, what's the main difference between the two available on your site? Hopefully I've just covered that. I think one's a download and one's a physical, but there is no difference apart from one of them you'll get an email, the other one you'll get a piece of paper through the post. So you're better off buying the download, because then you haven't got postage on top of it. In effect, you're paying more for the physical product just to have a bit of paper with a code on it. So yeah, you might as well just get the download. So yeah, I mean it's great. I'm going to be picking one up actually as soon as we finish this, and you can set it up for me.
I will do. No problem.
See, I'm going to get a private one-on-one lesson now. So how good's that?
That's okay. I'm going to get one as well, and Craig's going to come down next Tuesday just to help me set mine up.
yeah. Keep thinking that, Chuckles. It took me 6.5 hours to get here today.
So, guys, we're over time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play one more trailer, and then we'll come back. We'll say our goodbyes, and then we'll do that. But let me play one last trailer. Here we go.
Paul, I have something nice for you. I have lions with me.
Lions?
Yeah, the lion from Holland. It's a little, it's a game, not a game, it's like a funny thing with lions, yeah? And on the back of these lions, I have some prizes. So a lot of people get some prizes, yeah? So, we put them in here, yeah? So what I go to do, Paul, is this. I point to, and you just said, that one I don't want. Then you point to, and I say, no, that one I don't want. And on the end, we have two left, one for you, one for me. Yeah? So let's begin. This two, which one was boy?
This one.
This gone?
Yeah.
Oh, Stanley, it's for you. Let's stay there. And now you can point to that one. I'll give this to Tuan. Yes?
All right.
This yours. Let's point, no, I point this one too.
This one.
You sure?
Yeah.
Sana, this yours?
Right answer.
Yep. Okay, I know. This is yours. This is yours.
Thank you.
Tell me.
This one.
This one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
This is yours?
Thank you.
Now I'm with it. Okay, I take this one. I give you this one. Yeah? So let's wait. Stan, what for kind of prize you have? Tell me. Yeah, tell me.
I win a drink.
Yay! What one will you have?
I win a drink.
Ah, 2 drinks. Ah. And which one do you have?
Yeah.
Yes,
Two drinks. Vinny, which one do you have?
He don't drink. He don't drink.
I win a drink.
Sana, what you have?
I win a drink.
Alright.
Oh, I have the same. I win a drink. What one do you have?
I want a drink too.
No, you pay around.
Right, so that is win a drink. That
Amazing.
it's so much fun. Once again, they came in last week from Leo, and I walked in the shop, and Harry said, "Dad, have a look at this." And Harry done it on me, and he said, "I'm buying one now," because Harry's started sort of after lockdown and everything. He's done a few gigs, and he's got some gigs lined up, and he said, "I'm just going to have this on me all the time." I can't think of anything. He's actually got a gig at a rugby club coming up. That trick will just sit so well with a load of blokes around the table.
So Pete, you do that one, and then you finish off with the one that you've sent me to have a look at, and you've got the perfect opening and closer. I love it. When I saw it then, that's the first time I've seen it. That's amazing. Yeah, I want one. I want one now.
It's great, isn't it? Well, I think we're almost out of stock. We've got more coming in. I think Leo sent us another 100 or 50 yesterday, so they should be in either later on this week or early next week, so hopefully you can pick one up when you're down. There was a question from John Williams that came in, Craig, which was, can you put Cognito on a tablet?
Yes.
You can, so it will work just as well on a tablet?
Yeah.
Perfect. Great, so that answers your question, John. So pop over to the website and get your orders in for those. They are great. So that brings us to the end of this Alakazam Live. I would sit here chatting to everyone for ages, but we have got to put Craig to work. We've got some filming to do. So guys, if you haven't done already, please go and grab your ticket for Craig's coin calls tomorrow. It is going to be phenomenal.
I can't wait for these guys to see what I've got planned.
Do you know what? I can't wait. I'm going to bring my coins, and I am going to be sort of working along as well.
The first routine that I'm going to teach is the trick that I take and do every single mix and mingle gig. Like, it's my bread and butter, and I've never published it before. So,
wow, is it difficult?
Nope.
Brilliant. So I'm looking forward to learning that for my mix and mingle. Right, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Craig, thank you for joining us. Wayne, thank you, as always, for being here. And next week, you are down at the studio.
I will be there. I can't wait.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a busy day, but it's going to be an exciting day.
Yeah, it will be. It will be fun. And I might even treat you to a Five Guys or a Wagamama or something after.
Mate, all you know, I'm not that cheap to be bought off like that. But if you said Rockies, I'll be there every morning.
Well, you're going to have Rockies for breakfast, aren't you? And lunch.
Do you know what? Rockies, for those who don't know, Rockies is just a little, like, greasy spoon around the corner from yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's amazing. It is.
I tell you what, one thing I've noticed since spending more time at Alakazam and working with you guys on projects and so on and so forth, one thing I've noticed is Harry just never stops eating.
He literally doesn't.
And it annoys the hell out of me because I'm on a diet at the moment and he's just like a horse and he's like, a Greek god. And me, if I eat a yogurt, I'm putting 7 stone on. It's just annoying.
The thing is, right?
Last week when we were down, he was having something in the office while he was doing the post. And then there's this smell comes out of the office and you go and he's cooked himself some lunch and he's eating that.
I've only been here an hour and he's already had like 4 different things. He's just grazing.
He's up, bless it, he's up at the gym at like 5:30 in the morning. But when we have the guys from Ace Magic come down, right, this is what happens. When you walk into the shop, you've got the shop and there's 2 offices. There's the office that I sit in and the office that Harry sits in, right? So Gary comes in and sits down with me and we talk business and projects and this, that and the other. Steve-O goes in Harry's room, right? So you would think, okay, they're talking design, everything else. The last time I went in there, they had Krispy Kreme's website open, and they were designing their dream donuts. Right, so that's what they do. They just sit there. They just sit there going, if you could have a donut, what one would it be? And it's like flipping hell. And if it's not that, it's creating their favourite meal or what chocolate or whatever. It's literally all food.
Wow.
But right, guys, that is it. It's time to go. So once again, thank you all for joining us this Tuesday and every Tuesday on the lives. We will be back next Tuesday, and Wayne will be here in the studio. I'm going to try something out as well, maybe next week or the week after. I'm going to try and set up one of our cameras in the shop so we can cut live to the shop for a live product review on the lives.
Is it a private live product review, or are we just going to try and catch them mucking about in the shop?
Or choosing their dream donuts. Right, so was that your phone?
It just went crazy.
Right, guys, thank you for joining us. Craig, thank you for joining us here on the live. And Wayne.
Thank you.
And guys, we will see you next week. Well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow evening at Craig's Coin Course. Tickets, I believe, are still at the early bird price. If you've joined us for the first one, I believe you've got a discount code that you can use to get a discount on this second course. So go grab it now, and we will see you next week right here at the Alakazam Live.
See you then.
See you later, guys.